All right, so in this video, I'm going to be pulling back the curtains and show you exactly how to get unshakable self-worth in 90 days using my soul play synergy method without having to rely on people pleasing, burning yourself out, making it hard. So by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to be your authentic self in any scenario, communicate your wants and needs without that guilt present, okay? And attract more opportunities for intimacy and play in your everyday. And just so we don't waste anybody's time, this video is only for solo women who are coachable, who are willing to do what it takes, coming from a beginner's mindset, like nobody likes to know it all. Gives yourself permission to just go for it. And so that's like really self-led, okay? Like just like pulling things towards you rather than waiting for things to happen. So if you're not a solo woman and you're a bit closed-minded, maybe you're self-deprecating, you're like really stuck in that victim mentality, I suggest to click off the video because I don't want to waste anyone's time, mine or yours. And instead, I'm going to invite you to go watch all of my content on YouTube here and to learn more. So now that we've covered that, you have most likely read every book there is to read on love, on confidence, how to build your self-esteem, all those things. Maybe you've done mindset programs, personal development programs, or even gone to like couples therapy or some kind of dating thing where you're like, there's something wrong with me. And nothing seemed to work for you. And that's totally okay. Because most people that watch my content, myself included, went through the exact same thing. So the reason why books, personal development, and therapy alone never really worked for us is because you need someone to hold you accountable, to do it with you. There's a lack of structure and feedback because it was more information with a little bit of change, perhaps. Some motivation there, rather than a transformation that could have lasting change for you. So we operate a little bit differently. I operate a little differently in what I do. I actually work alongside of you every step of the way. I've proven systems that transforms any area of your life, because if you've heard this before, how you do one thing is how you do everything, rings very true. And we look at all different aspects of the mind, body, and energy for the lasting change to occur, which is super helpful. So you're probably thinking that it's impossible. Okay, there's no way 100% authentic I can be that without having someone judge me or anything like this. Or maybe you feeling like you're never going to attract like that fun, like deep, intimate relationship or any kind of scenario in that regard. And to be honest, most people think this, myself included, when I first got started. Before we dive straight into the value, I just want to assure you actually get the unshakable self-worth and see the way you're being to be the access to having your dream relationship, your intimacy, your play, like those kind of fun things without having to deal with any of that. So here's exactly why I say this. I went from being a people-pleasing perfectionist, recovering. I could never feel safe being myself. I'm very odd, eccentric, etc. Always looking at other people to live my life, making sure I was doing it right because I didn't want to lose anybody. Lo and behold, I ended up losing my house at 23. I bought a house at 23 years old and I lost it. I lost my partner alongside of it. And I was forced to move locations for my job, which I was like, I don't want to go. So now being abundantly confident about who I am authentically, making decisions quickly. And I also found my soulmate while running my holistic healing business. Similar to a client of mine, Alex. She went from anxiety-ridden perfectionism, she's being so hard on herself, to now having the most confidence I've ever seen. Self-worth is so present and being able to see her value in every situation. And it only took her like 30 days. 30 days in a 90-day program. That was it. And she didn't burn herself out in the process. That was the kicker. Hallelujah. Or Selena. She was a busy mom of two, never having enough time for herself because her husband was off at work months at a time, hence solo woman, not just single, but solo women. And she was not connecting to her partner because he was there, and then there's a lot of resentment present, all the things. But now she has time to show up for herself and her family and gets to experience a new relationship with her husband when he's home. And even when he's not home. Because we created it that way in who she was being. Which I think is miles juicy. Juicy, juicy, juicy. So most people most people try to do more or get this like fancy new hack that's going to change everything, which actually results in more of you not getting what you want, which actually results in you not changing things in your life for the better, for the good. Instead, what we do is we go to work on your being rather than your doing. If you notice, I said Selena it changed everything about what she was being, not necessarily what she was doing. The actions may still feel the same, but it's like the beingness, the inner self is going to be shifted drastically. So we take all the concepts and create this ultimate embodiment so you can actually start living your dream life today, not like 30 days away, but you'll actually start to feel and see shifts right away. So I'm just going to share with you here. I have share my screen. I have yay. Okay. So we have here, oh, I don't need that. I have some testimonials here. I have some sharing from past clients that I wanted to share with you about the beingness. Yeah. So I have one of my clients here. We'll call her S. So her car, she's basically explaining that her car died. Tow truck driver came. He was a really nice guy, funny, da-da-da. And the guy that was tow truck driving literally said she was the happiest person he had ever picked up when their car died. Oh. And she kind of just said, why should I be upset? There's nothing I can do about it. And she says right here, huge growth. Because she was a person before that would be like, everything was a problem. Oh my God, I can't. Why me? Why is life happening to me? Life's never happening to you. It's happening for you. Okay. So this is what we basically go to work on. These are our frameworks pillars here. So I'm just going to share this with you. We start into our inner mastery matrix. And this is the exact reason why S was allowed herself to not react to life and be upset about her car breaking down. She was actually like, hey, it's all good. Because she learned to master the self. So inside of this pillar, we learned some bulletproof discipline. So like I said earlier, willing to do what it takes discipline. And I don't want you to hear discipline like a bad thing, because discipline is actually, if you look at the root word of discipline, it's disciple, learning. Okay. You're in the pursuit of learning or mastery, if you will. We also create this goddess avatar creation, which is basically creating your new self so you can step into that. This is taken from Todd Herman's Alter Ego Effect. If you've ever read the book, I highly recommend. But basically, a lot of celebrities and pro athletes use this method to step outside of themselves so they can perform better. So I'm actually using this tactic inside of self-worth and going for it, going for what you really want rather than what you're just accepting as a goddess avatar creation. Okay, because we're all like severely sexy goddesses. And then a less than 5 minutes time traveler's journal, which is script writing, self-identity script writing. If you've ever done this, if you haven't done this, I highly recommend. You basically journal your life the way it's going to look in the future, but in the present tense. It's like a huge affirmation. It really helps to go to work on your subconscious mind. It's absolutely beautiful. We go to work on our battle plan, which means life's going to happen. Don't hear this like, this is the magic pill, because the thing is, you're the magic pill. You will find yourself being like, I don't want to sabotage anymore. I don't want to have this thing, and realize these lower ego things that are going on are not serving you anymore. But we all know, or I hope we all know, and if you don't, I'm going to tell you right now, we need to shift a habit, let's say. We need to replace it with something else. We can't just be like, oh, I'm not going to do that anymore, cold turkey. How many times has that worked for you? Probably hasn't. So what we're doing is replacing it with a better habit, or something that's actually going to thwart us forward into who we are as this new, beautiful avatar. And you'll be prepared for life to happen in real time. And then we're also going to take a little quick boo at your human design, because I think it's a good indicator to make sure you are in alignment with 100% of yourself all the time. So this is a client that had extreme anxiety, no self-worth or confidence. This was a guy that I used to work with, actually, in my my person practice, and he was a widow. And he was so stressed and so like, I'm never gonna find anyone, all these things. And we really went to work on his identity, okay? His inner being. And I'm gonna tell you again, his actions didn't change much, but he had messaged me to say, thank you so much. You helped save my life. Because for him, the crippling anxiety was everything that was holding him back. Also, Kristen was here. She was a participant in one of my programs. And she said, oh my God, I'm feeling so amazing today. And I just basically said, yeah, like, you were so vulnerable in this call. You were such a contribution to others. And that wasn't available to her before. So yeah. And she said, I'm so glad, honestly, you make the space feel so safe. Now, everyone has a gift, right? That's my superpower. That is my superpower, to make you feel safe enough to discover authentically what is for you. I've got tools, I've got techniques and frameworks, but the real magic happens when you take it on, when you take it on it as an embodiment and not just an intellectual exercise, okay? So I want you to imagine going to work. Or maybe you're going to a social gathering, okay? And you don't care what anyone else thinks of you. You have the total freedom to be who you are. You notice you start to magnetize others to you. You're having great conversations and you feel lit up. And you actually recognize how fun it is, or was, to connect with others without worrying, and so bloody present. It's great. I mean, this is how I built myself up with my self-worth, by stepping into the person I was becoming instead of operating from the past. Most people would be too nervous or shy away from a conversation altogether. But what I'm working with and working with you towards is to ensure that you have a solid outline. So you, like, it's like a map, you know where you're going, who you're stepping into every day. And we actually have a plan of attack so you never falter. And like I said, I do this with you. Yes, I've done it already. This is how I'm here today. And I think it's really beneficial when there's more capacity to grow in numbers. And I want to level up to my next level. And it's just repeating the pattern, repeating the framework. So I think that's beautiful. So we also go to work on your energy. Very, very important. Okay. And this is, we create your day powerfully. So we set it up in accordance to what we created earlier with this inner work here. We go to work on our masculine and feminine energetics. And we have energy management skill. which is way different than a time management skill. And you'll learn all about that, I promise you. So takeaway, learn to master your energy. Time management is dead. It's not a good organization or productivity hack. It is dead. When you learn to master your energy and put it towards where it is best suited in your day, which is also helped by this little human design little ditty here, okay? A little bit of energetics in there. Things will start to shift because you'll actually be able to show up fully. And then we're also going to interject breath work. I love breath work. For me, that's what saved my life. Okay. Let's just be honest. Fearless authenticity framework. This is your confidence boosters. Okay. We get into standards and values, like a business has standards and values. You as a person has standards and values. From that point, we go into building up boundaries. Where are you lacking boundaries? Where are the energy leaks? What is happening? Because if you can't have a standard of life, you'll be chaotic and all over the place for the rest of your life. Hallelujah. This was me for the last 30 years. I'm 34 now, so it took me some time. And it's all good. We also have pep talks because our brain's always going to tell us, no, you can't do those things. Even if you're doing the work every day, it takes 1 second. It's like a child in a grocery store. It takes you 1 second to look away and they're gone. Same with your thoughts. It takes you 1 second to keep your eyes off the prize, and then you're back to oh, I can't do it. I'm a victim. So we got these pep talks to ensure that you are supported, even when I can't actually be there with you right there, right then. Okay. And we have visualizations. The brain is such a powerful thing. Holy sugar. When you can envision yourself as the person you're stepping into time and time and time again, the brain actually doesn't know the difference between, oh my goodness, I was going to say, the brain doesn't know the difference between like reality versus like a vision or a fantasy or whatever at brain level. That's what pro athletes do. They like visualize their game before it happens. And then it ends up happening the way they envisioned, which is super cool. Oh my goodness, I love this. So you're probably thinking, well, I'll just go back to my old ways. And this would have all been for nothing. But you won't go back. Okay, you won't go back. Why? Like I just said, we have the support. We're going to support you. This. Every step of the way. I said earlier, I believe, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So what we're really dealing with is the root cause. And this is why things haven't worked in the past, because we were working surface level. Okay, we're working surface level. Now, there's nothing wrong with surface level, but if you want transformation, the lasting change, you need to work with the root cause. Okay. And then my final and last pillar. I lied. Okay. So this is actually a share from Selena, the busy mom of two I talked about earlier. So she had a real hard time with boundaries. Okay. This was like heavily weighing on her confidence. So I told her she was going away for girls' weekend, and she's like the mom on the street that organizes everything. And she she just like takes it on. And I was like, do you actually want to be doing that? And she's like, no, I don't. And I was like, okay. And she's like, I can feel myself. Like she said, she's like stuck and lost. And now she's empowered and motivated. The self-growth I've seen over this short period of time is amazing. And I can't wait to see where the journey takes me, which is amazing. And she was like, what do I do when there's people that are like not on my level, or like that are not on their own journey, and I can't talk to them the way I talk to you? And she was going on this girls' weekend, and she's like, I really just don't want to like debase myself into that. So I said, put up boundaries. And what did she do? She sent me this photo, and she's like, look what I did. Because I suggested to her, I'm like, why don't you just say like, this is a girls' weekend. Let's make it a girls' weekend. And because we're all moms, let's not talk about anything mom related. So she put a sign up saying no talking about boys or kids. Simple fix. But her before, when had dared even thought of that for one, or two, wanted to put up a sign and be like, yo, we're not talking about this. So all she's got to do, point to the sign. Anytime someone starts, it's like, point to the sign. It's like kids in the swear jar, you know, put money in when you swear. It's like, put some money in when you start talking nonsense about crap that's like never going to happen, which is just, that's the lie. The truth is, you are worthy of having all of this, to be able to skyrocket your success in any area of your life. I just like talking about intimacy and play because it's the best thing that I've endured in my life. Which brings me to my next little pillar here, intimate connection practices. Hallelujah. So Tantra is very well renowned for sexual things, but it's actually not about sex, which is interesting. Tantra is all about oneness. It's about expanding your mindset. It's elevating your consciousness and liberating yourself from the constructs of the mind, belief systems, all this here, all this inner mastery work. This is why this is first and so important. You got to do the inner stuff to have the outer stuff be grand, because it's just a reflection of what's going on inside. You see. So we have some sacred rituals that we share with you. Tantric meditation. Ooh. How this differs from the normal meditation is that there's usually some movement involved. There's something known as the shake meditation, which I do religiously every morning, or I should say ritually every morning. It's fantastic. We got some self-love practices in there because we all need a little more love and pleasure in our life. You understand? And leading with desire. We've gotten all the crap out of the way, folks. So now it's time. It's time for us to endure this beautiful body of essence. Lead with your desire. A thought comes up that you can't lead with your desire. It's okay. We got a battle plan. Something comes up, someone says something to you, don't worry. We have this boundaries and standards framework. We got you covered all the way around. It's amazing. Prioritize you with selfless dates. I can't tell you the transformation I had. Actually, I'm going to tell you about the transformation I had by simply taking myself out on a date. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. I was so scared and so shit worried. I was like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm crazy. I'm dating. I'm just going to go have dinner with myself. It'll look like I got stood up. But that wasn't the case. I shared about it. I shared it with everyone. And everyone was like, holy shit balls. That's inspiring. I was like, yeah, it felt real uncomfortable. I cried. I did. But it felt 10 times lighter after I cried. And then I journaled about it. And then I was like, I want to feel this way. And remembered the avatar. Who am I? Who am I really? So there is an exercise that we do called the Pelu Talk exercise, which it is about self. So if you don't have a partner, which is why this is solo women, perfect, no problem. After doing the Pelu Talk exercise, I got asked out by 3 people out of nowhere. Dry spell. That's my friend. She's so funny. Absolutely love her. She was like, oh, got asked out, and it's been like 6 months since anyone's asked me on a date. And I was like, now you got 3 people. Or maybe you're not looking for dating, but that just speaks to the magnetism that will be present for you when you're just like so authentically you and open. You worthy yourself. You value yourself. You worthy yourself. You value yourself. That's it. This one. Oh, still can't thank you enough. You're an amazing person. I'm so thankful for you. My last few days since seeing you have just been amazing. Like my luck seems to be on the ups and everything just is great. Huh. This, my friends, is after the tantric practices that I had related to this particular human. And they skyrocketed. Now, the work comes in when you need to sustain this feeling. But the point is, once you feel that feeling, your body always recognizes the feeling. 100% of the time, you want what you want because of how it's going to make you feel, or how you think it's going to make you feel. The grass isn't always greener, but if you can feel those things now, everything changes. And you just get more of it because you're a magnet. You're like, yes, I want this. Yes, I want this. And then I have this last one here. So remember how I couldn't say out of the job was draining me? Well, I finally decided to be fully in on the passion and gave my 2 weeks notice. I'm scared shitless, but I'm fired up and I can't believe it. And so believe in myself. Thank you so much. Ruminated and ruminated and ruminated about leaving this job. It wasn't possible. And then she was like, F it, I can't do it anymore. Have you ever been so over yourself that you're like, I can't do it anymore? This was her. I'm so freaking proud of these people. And just so everyone's clear, this wasn't me. I may be a guiding light, a force, or a guide, but they did the work, right? Like I said earlier, willing to put in the work, willing to do what it takes. This is what it takes. Take on what I say, because I've proven it time and 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 time again. So it's something in there. So I'm going to stop this share here, but I just want to say, if you are a solo woman and you're still watching this and you really, really want to have this unshakable worth and more time for play and intimacy without all this people pleasing, perfectionism, victimization, then I implore you, go ahead and book a call with me. And we will go over where we're at right now and where we want to get to see if we're a good fit. And then we can get started. So this is only for solo women who want this confidence to prioritize play and intimacy in their lives. And if you're not that, then go watch more of my content. Get some value. Do something. Take an action. So we can get straight to work if that's applicable. So there's really only 2 directions we can go from here, okay? If you really want these results. Option 1, you can take this information I give you today in this video, try it for yourself, invest the time, trying to build it all on your own, which, hey, did it the hard way for 7 years. I got it. Or we can hop on a call now. Discuss how to shortcut all of this and only give you what you need specifically so you can get that unshakable self-worth, more time for self and play, and of course, intimacy that we're all lacking, FYI. Instead of trying to make it work for another 5 years, let's do it in 90 days. The worst thing that's going to happen with jumping on a call with me is that you get clarity. Maybe I'm not a good fit. Maybe you're not a good fit. But at least you're going to walk away with value and knowing what to do next with your life instead of staying stuck. So if this sounds like you and you're 100% sure you want option 2, because, hey, even hanging out with me for a couple minutes is pretty cool. So you can get the results easier, faster. Go ahead and book the call. And I can't wait to be with you, hear your story. Because getting to have ultimate confidence is like, it's hard, okay? It's lonely. I've been there. But what if I can help you solve this like people-pleasing factor or like this never feeling good enough? What would it actually do for you? What would it change? It would change everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. You're going to start to see massive shifts, not only in your intimacy and your self-worth, but this could be any relationship. This could be finances. This could be anything. But we're really going to work on that self-worth. And that's the minimum of what we do. Okay. So I hope you have the best day of your entire life. Okay. Be sure to subscribe so you can easily catch my new videos, my new content. And I will see you in the next video. I can't wait. Peace.